Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jacob Butner here alongside Noah Cameras, and welcome to this week's episode of dTSPN. So this is going to be a quick little MLB episode, and all we're going to talk about today is fantasy for you guys and a little bit about some people who have gotten off to a hot start that you also might want to look at. So all of these players that we're about to mention now are people that you should be picking up in your fantasy leagues. So whether that be trade or by the waiver wire, definitely go looking for them. And we're going to start off with the biggest story of the league right now, Trevor Story from the Rockies. What do you think, and how should people get him?
Well, through Wednesday, he had 7 home runs through his first 6 games. He's hit really well. He has a lot of power. Pitchers don't really know how to pitch to him, and I'm sure he's now picked up in most of your leagues. And it'd be hard to trade for him now, but if you have him, I would maybe try to sell high on him right now because I don't think he's going to keep this up. He's not going to have 200 home runs, whatever he's on pace for. But if you sell high on him now, you can really get some good talent that will be good later in the season that will really keep it up.
So for me, I think that you should be going after him in a trade because I think that if you can trade for him now, you can flip him now. And if I were you, I'd use the argument, this guy looks good, I don't think he's going to continue, he's old, inexperienced, say that people are going to figure out how to pitch to him.
Mm-hmm.
I would try and either A, get him and flip him, or if you have him, get rid of him because I don't think it's going to continue. Next on the rookie/fantasy level that somebody you should definitely be going after his major league debut last week, Ross Stripling got off to a super hot start to his MLB career as well. 7 1/3 no-hit innings, 4 Ks, 4 walks, and an earned run. And the only reason why he gave up an earned run is because the relief pitcher that came in after him gave up a 2-run shot, but one of the runners left on base was his walked runner. So no-hitter through 7 1/3. I like this guy a lot. Should people go after him right now or wait a little bit?
Oh, I would for sure go after him right now. I mean, you saw the Giants did not know how to hit off of him. He did not have very many strikeouts, which means the Giants were putting him in play. But when they put it in play, it was hit right at fielders. So obviously he knows how to pitch to people who are going to be hitting for contact, as you saw, with only 4 strikeouts in the 7 1/3 no-hit innings. I really like this guy. He's also a really nice story. He was in Double-A. He skipped all the way to the MLB. They made him the 5th starter, a no-hitter. I mean, it's a really nice story. I really like this guy. I'd pick him up right now. He's a really good player. He had a fantastic MLB debut, and I'd like to see more out of him.
Yeah, definitely watch out for Ross Stripling. I think that he is a powerful pitcher. I think that he does have something working for him in that he's not necessarily a huge strikeout guy as opposed to groundouts and flyouts. I think he plays to his fielders really well, and that's also good for his arm. He's going to save the arm because 3 pitches at least is required for a strikeout. All it takes is 1 for a groundout or a flyout. Moving on the list, we have Tyler White of the Stros. Guy was drafted super duper late in the MLB draft, but I don't think he should be late anymore. I say pick him up, trade for him. If you haven't had your draft let yet because you're some like daily fantasy kind of thing, get him soon because Tyler White is good. Guy's hitting over 500 at the moment. He has 3 home runs. Definitely shoot after him, whether that be trade, waiver wire. Again, go for it.
Yeah, Tyler White I see different than Trevor Story. Trevor Story I see going more down. Tyler White I see him saying he's obviously not going to stay above 500, but I don't see any reason he'd be slowing down. He's a really nice story. He was a 33rd round pick, and I just see big things out of him this year.
I do like him. I do like him a lot. And you know what I like is he has less though home runs than Trevor Story. I think that 7 home runs is too much too quick for me, and it's a little too flashy for it to be too true. And 3 home runs, good start, batting average. It's the beginning of the season, 500. It's nice, but it's too early to be anything scary. I really like Tyler White, and I think it's something that he might be able to keep up. The only issue with him for me is he going to get sent down because he was such a late round pick? Is he too much of a risk to hold on to? But for now, if you need some help in your game, in your roster, grab him. Next, we have of the Rangers, we have outfielder Nomar Mazara. He was a top prospect a few weeks ago, and now he's an MLB player. Nomar Mazara got off to a hot start and filling in for the injured Shin-Soo Choo. You'll have Mazara for at least 4 to 6 weeks because that's how long Choo's out. What do you think about Mazara?
I really like him. I think if he really plays well, which I do think he will, he'll be staying up even when Choo comes back. They'll find room for him. It's a really great hitting lineup, the Rangers have. They get a lot of hits. In his MLB debut, he was 3 for 4 with a home run. I really like him. I like this kid. I'd pick him up now, and then if he starts doing well, you can also trade him, but I'd keep him. I see good things out of him.
I do see good things out of Mazara. I think he's a fast player, so he's capable of stealing bases. He's capable of hitting home runs, and then he's very good at slap hitting. I mean, he's getting good outs. He does strike out a little bit. I mean, but that's to come with any new players because they just haven't figured out the big league pitching yet. But Mazara is at the top of my list for people to go after. Him along with Stripling and with Story at the moment. But those are my top 3 for now to go after. And I don't know about you, but I really like how those three look.
Yeah, me too. I really like those three players. Just remember, Tyler White also is on that list. He's going to be really good. Trevor Story's the one guy I would try to trade away there, like we said earlier. But those are some really good players, top prospects, and I see good things out of them.
So first, we're going to give you some MLB news, and then we're going to back it up with a fantasy player. Kyle Schwarber announced last week that he will be missing the rest of the season with a torn MCL and ACL. Big deal. A lot of people missing a good catcher. Who are you going to replace him with? My man, Francisco Cervelli. What do you think about him?
He's really good player. He's had a lot of hits to start this season. He's really hitting for average as opposed to hitting for home runs. He'll get the occasional home run, but he's really hitting a lot of hits for average, and I like that out of a fantasy player.
I do like him a lot. Last year, he bat .295 with 43 RBIs. That's strong for somebody who wasn't an everyday catcher. Now just think of the 43 RBIs and the .295 average as the starter. I like Cervelli. Also, super hot start. He hasn't gone negative all but one time. I like him a lot. Definitely go after him if you need catching replacements. And I think that'll be it. So with that being said, that will wrap up our episode for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Go enjoy some baseball and have a great week.